everyone, happy college football. Welcome to Porcelain Picks. I'm your host, Andrew Fabian, bringing you Week 3's version of Porcelain Audit. You might be able to tell, but it's 80-some degrees outside, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. We are ice cold in Porcelain Picks land. That is not good news for you. It's not good news for us as we try to build up credibility into this second season at the helm for you, bringing you the locks you need as you scroll atop the porcelain throne. We didn't do that for you this past week. The overall record was 5-11. It would have been 4-11 had it not been for Joey Mack with the Maction Lock of the Week coming through yet again for us. Week 3, a lot of ups, a lot of downs in this early season. We are going to learn. We are going to move on. Week 4 will be better. Stick with us. Hit subscribe. Hit a like. Leave a comment. Tell us which game you bet on that we lost for you so we can be accountable to you, our viewers. So with that 5-11 week, we now come to you at 20-29 on the season. Poor performance for the Porcelain Boys. We're going to do better next week. All right, let's jump in. This is our time to be accountable to you. We're not going to shy away from that. We're going to go through each game. No excuses, just a learning experience to move on. The Friday night game, I got both picks wrong in this game. I'm going to be brief with it. I took Arizona +7. They didn't show up. The offense didn't come through. They scored 7 points in the game. Kansas State won this game easily by multiple scores. That over 60.5 was nowhere close. Both were busts. Terrible picks by me. Let's move into the Saturday slate. We had Bama at Wisconsin. That was a noon kickoff game. I told you Bama was going to come out and easily beat Wisconsin. The Badgers weren't going to be able to score on Bama this game. That happened. I was spot on with this one. I'll give myself credit where it's due. There's not many opportunities for that in Week 3. Bama -15.5. Lock it, flush it. That was a good pick. All right, Memphis at Florida State. I told you to take the over 53.5. Florida State, again, showing the ineptitude on offense. This was nowhere close to an over. Memphis came out right off the bat, took Florida State out of the game. Their fans were demoralized. Good win for Memphis. I told you to take them potentially money line, so hopefully you at least followed that little tidbit, but that wasn't one of our picks for this week, so we got this one wrong. Let's move on. Arkansas State at Michigan at the Big House. Michigan was a 22.5-point favorite. Over-under was set at 47.5. I told you to take Michigan -22.5. I thought this was a get-right game. They were going to be able to lean on the run. Arkansas State's weak point is the rush defense. They did that a bit. Michigan pulled up by a couple scores, but Arkansas State stayed in this game. Michigan ultimately wins by 10. They've got some problems in Michigan. Both of these picks, again, were a loss. 0-2 in the Michigan game. Let's move on. Any luck in Boston College, Missouri? No. Missouri, 14.5-point favorite. They were up by 13 at one point. Boston College scores late. That game was a 17-14 game at the half. I also told you to take the over 53.5, which I was confident was going to hit. Neither of those hit. 0-2 in this game. What a bust. All right, go to the 3:30 slate. We got Notre Dame at Purdue. I told you to take the under in this game, 47.5. We thought Purdue was going to be able to play a good defensive battle in this game with Riley Leonard not being able to throw the ball particularly well and maybe a little bit injured. That did not happen. Riley Leonard got it done on the ground. Notre Dame wins going away. Easy victory for the Irish. That under never had a chance. This one was wrong. All right, finally, we got back to a win. All right, Oregon at Oregon State. Told you this was going to be a real get-right game for the Ducks. They showed up. They absolutely blow out Oregon State. That -16.5 was never in doubt. We got this one right. Lock it, flush it. All right. Another in-state rivalry. We had Utah at Utah State. This one was a difficult one to lose. Utah -17.5. That was the pick I told you to make. Utah State team under 13.5. That team under was a miss. They got over that in the first half. 13.5 points. Utah -17.5. They kick an 18-yard field goal with 3 minutes to go, and they could have punched it into the end zone. They only win by 17. It was a 38-21 victory for the Utes. Both picks lost in this game. All right, let's go to the night slate. A little bit better. We've had some luck with the night games the last couple weeks, so perhaps that's a trend. We'll keep our eye on that in week 4. Maybe we'll over-index in our picks in the night games. But the Maction Lock of the Week, Joey Mack comes through again. He said Eastern Michigan -1 was the pick. This one went to overtime. It was a bit of a sweat out. Eastern Michigan wins this one. Good for Joey Mack. Good for the Maction. Let's go. Lock it. Flush it. All right. Colorado at Colorado State. A lot of trash talk headed into this game. I told you the flags were going to fly. They did. I told you the over was going to hit 58.5. It didn't. This one went well under. Colorado State's offense could never get going. Colorado with the easy victory. Nice bounce back game in the rivalry matchup, especially with Colorado State talking trash ahead of time. Shadur, a lot of people don't like that he didn't shake hands at the end of this one. We don't have a big problem with that. Don't think very highly of the guys on the Colorado side anyway. So we'll watch them coming up into Big 12 play, and we'll see how the Buffs can do. All right. We'll go over Indiana at UCLA. I told you Indiana was going to win this game outright. Hopefully that's the bet you made. But our pick was Indiana -3. Easy win. Lock it, flush it for the Hoosiers. All right. Toledo at Mississippi State. Toledo was a 10.5-point dog. I told you Toledo might be able to win this game at Mississippi State. Mississippi State's not having a good year. They play a really difficult schedule this year. So look for them to maybe win 2 or 3 games all season long. Toledo goes in and blows them out. Not a good look for Miss State in this game. All right, so Toledo plus 10.5. Lock it, flush it. Again, Porcelain Audit. This is our way to be accountable to you, our viewers. We will do better in week 4. That's a pledge from me to you. We bring you the locks you need as you scroll atop the porcelain throne. For Joey Mack, I'm Andrew Fabian. Happy college football.